yarn lovers, it's Gary and I'm coming to you from my happy place, the Yarn Corner here on the west coast of Canada. So welcome on this fine Thursday morning. It's November the 7th, 2024. How are you all doing? I hope you're well and staying safe. Now don't be alarmed. I did say that it is November the 7th because I've taken off a few days from work. It's my holidays and it's a staycation for me, so I'm batch filming on certain yarns that have been in the yarn room for a while, and I want to talk about these purchases. So I'm going to push these videos down somewhere later in November, so a couple of weeks from now. So don't be too concerned about the date because I'm just doing that to document it like a diary situation on the introduction of the videos. So anyway, that aside, we're here for the yarn, not to worry about the admin on when things are dropping, but just to save on the confusion, I've explained myself. So yeah, I hope you're doing well and staying safe. If you're happening across this channel for the very first time, I want to welcome you. I set this channel up to talk about all of my yarny adventures. That's in knitting, crocheting. I talk about my purchases, where I buy my yarn from, as well as tools of my craft. So if that is of interest, please stick around. And for those coming back, I want to welcome you back. I've been loving reading all the comments in the previous videos. You always are a wealth of knowledge. You're encouraging, you humble me. So thank you so much. Keep the comments coming. Now I'm going to be talking about some yarn today, and I always talk about what Hank, my man for me, is wearing and what I'm wearing. So all of the patterns that I mentioned or yarn stores will be down in the description box below. If you're wanting to help the channel out, there are some affiliate links down there to yarn shopping. There's also a Teespring store with merch from Urban Yarn if you're interested in purchasing any of those things. All of the proceeds or small commissions that come back to me get put back into the channel. So thank you for those who have shopped in the past and for those who are thinking about it in the future. So yeah, let's talk about what Hank is wearing. Hank's my man form. He is wearing a knitted sweater. It's a cardigan that I made for Chad, and it was a gift to him. So I pulled it out of his closet and I put it on Hank. So thank you, Chad, for letting us loan it for today. It's the Bergin cardigan by Martin Storey. I had to think there for a moment. And what I'm wearing is a knitted shawl pattern that I followed called Dotted Rays, and that's by Stephen West. I'll just show you what the Dotted Rays is all about. So it sort of works off to one side. There are bracketing rows of eyelets, so yarn overs, and a lovely I-cord edge. I really love this piece a lot. There are two sizes that you can work up. One is the larger size, one is the smaller size. I think I did the smaller size, but then I chose to do one extra strip. So I had enough yarn left over to almost enough yarn. I played yarn chicken and lost, so I had to add in a different style of yarn for the I-cord bind off. Yep. So yeah, I love it. Love this piece. It's very squishy. This one's made from Knit Picks. I think it's the Hawthorn yarn, and a beautiful yarn that was the sparkly yarn that I used for my feature row with the eyelets, and that came from Penny Bolton, and she had done her own hand dyed. So thank you, Penny, for that. That's amazing. And I added it into this shawl, and that was also on a bare base yarn with Stellina, I believe, from Knit Picks. Yeah, so love it. And so today we're going to be talking about a yarn purchase that I made from a Canadian online store called Artisanthropy. Now, it came to me in this plastic outer shell bag. I've opened it because I did purchase this back on October 12th, and I believe it was really quick in dispatching and getting to me within, I'm going to say, 6 working days. So that would be the full week, the weekend, and then I received this in the post. It came via Canada Post, which is nice. And I think I can show you this card here. That's the store if you're looking for the card. And they're situated in Ontario in Canada. All right, so it's very purple, I can't even talk. It's very purple heavy. So when I was looking on their site, at that point in time, they had some yarns that were discounted, and I believe it was almost like, I think 15% off these yarns to begin with. And then they additionally had, if you used a coupon code of I love yarn, BOGO, like I love yarn BOGO, you would buy 3 of your items, and the 4th one would be for free. So buy 3 and get a 4th for free. So I bought 6 balls or 6 items in my cart, and I put in an additional 2 that were going to be for free. So I thought that was a good deal. I'll talk about shipping as well, but these prices are in Canadian currency because it is an online store that's based in Canada. And let's start with this first purple that I have in here. And this yarn here is called Painted Desert. It's by KFI Collections. I think that's Knitting Fever. It stands for. I really like this yarn. It's so lovely. I've got 2 of them. Now, the ticketed price that I see here on the ball band says $19.99 Canadian, but because they had their sale, I'm seeing they're bundling it 2 together. So I'm seeing here that I paid $25.98 Canadian for the 2 of these. And if I divided the $25.98 down, it's just under $13. So $12.99 per ball. So I thought that was a good savings. Yeah, and I do love those colors. The nice thing about the website as well, when you click on the ball, there's a sliding, like a carousel that you can go through and see how the colors look worked up. It is, I believe, just knitted samples, but I did like how slow the color transitions worked up. And these are in purple colors that go from a dustier purple into a more richer blue purple. I really like that. It's a fine, super fine weight, number 1, 100% wool. In these 100-gram donuts, I'm getting 437 yards or 400 meters. So that's 800 altogether, excuse me. The color is color 120. Now I've got 2 purple color names here. I've got to look for the 120. This is called Thai Violet. I think out of all the purples that I'm going to show you, the Thai Violet is probably my favorite. It's the darkest. It's showing up a little brighter on my lighting system because the camera is picking up and making the color a bit more faded, but it's more darker and richer. It's probably around there somewhere. Yeah. What else can I tell you about this? It says here to, it's got the tub symbol where it has dots in it. So I'm going to say that it's gentle hand wash. And the number here might be 30, which is a cool to warm temperature in the water, and lay flat to dry. The suggested knitting needles that I'm seeing here on the ball band, it is saying to use a 2.25 to a 3.25 millimeter set of knitting needles, or the crochet hook size recommendation is a 2.25 to 3.5 millimeter hook. The softness factor of this 100% wool, it does say a pure superwash Australian virgin wool. I'm going to say it's a little prickly. I could wear this against my skin with no issues, but I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 5 for softness. So right in the middle for a softer kind of value, I'm going to say, yeah, if you had any adverse effect to slight woolly or rustic, I would say this is probably not the yarn for you, but if you don't mind it, this is great yarn. Definitely something that you could wear on parts of your body that weren't so sensitive. But for me, I could wear a cowl out of that. That would be fine. And I do love the color. So are you made in Australia because you're using Australian fibers, or do you get shipped somewhere to manufacture? Let me look. It says here, made in China. The fibers are from Australia, but the manufacturing is done in China. And I think that's all I can tell you. And I've given the price point. So along with that, same kind of token, I needed one more to add to make my buy 3 get 1 for free. So I got myself these two here, which is also the Painted Desert collection, but it's in a lighter purple. And I was thinking, you got my gist if you were thinking, well, 2 purples in the same color family could be a good color work. So slightly lighter purples and deeper purples. This one here, I'm looking over here because my screen is over on the side. It's called Purple Rain. It's like a reference to Prince's song there. If you're from the 80s, you would have known what that song was all about. So I might join these two together to make a color project. So yeah, those are the Painted Desert series. Now I'm on to 2 other yarns that I purchased as well in purple. I know someone who would love this haul here, and that would be Rose from Rose Likes Crochet. She's a purple lover. Hi Rose. So the ball band here is saying it was $11.99 for this one, and what I'm seeing here, there was no discount on this one, but these were the 2 that I got for free to the 6 balls that I had purchased. So I got these 2 for free, and it's the, I'm not going to be able to pronounce this, I think it might be German. Is that Rellana Gient? Rellana Gient, and this might be the collection name here. Regenbogen Cosmos. Regenbogen Cosmos. Is that Rainbow Cosmos in a different language? I'm not sure. It is in German, so I'm going to read what I can here. It looks like it is a hand wash on 30 degrees Celsius, which is a cool to warm water. No tumble dry, so you've got to lay flat to dry, and it has the stamp of Okiotech approval, which is a standard 100% 100 tests that they ran from it. What else does it say here? 50% cotton, 50% acrylic, 200 grams in this cake, offering up 800 meters and or 875 yards. It's Germany. Yeah, it's saying here Rellana is a company that's based in Germany. So I thought that was a nice kind of colorway, and it's a little busy, but all the colors are kind of like in the same color palette and relatively in the same family, so there's not too many darks and lights to say that it's going to be a contrasty kind of effect. It's going to be more of a blend. And I don't know whether you can see the example in the swatch down here. I know it's tiny, 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 but it does show that it's sort of at a distance, looks like it's more of a blended effect. It's not so like pulling, it's more of a slow transition or an overall effect. So yeah, I bought myself two because if I'm alternating, I will hopefully eradicate any of that pulling. Not that I don't like pulling, it just means that I have a greater possibility with two to make a bigger project, but also to do a little bit of the 2 rows of one, 2 rows of the next, just so that there's no look of manufactured pulling in it. And it opens up that possibility for me. So like that. Softness factor, it is a rougher kind of cotton. I would say that you would probably use some softener in this, or if you wash it, it will get rid of the coating that's over the yarn, probably in the dye or the treatment of the coloring of this yarn. It's left it a little crusty. But out of 5 right now from the ball, I'm feeling it to be a 3. Yeah, I'm going to say a 3 out of 5. Maybe a 2.5, like sitting right in the middle. All right, so I got these for free, and the ticketing price is $11.99 that I see here on the ball band. Now, did I tell you the colorway name of this one? I didn't, did I? So this one is 1602, which is the color number, and my invoice is giving 1602. The color name is called Saturn. So I guess that's the planet, right? Would you give Saturn purple? Maybe. Let me know in the comments whether or not when you think of Saturn, you think purple. Yeah. The next one that I got was, and this is the last one in the order, was something that I really loved. I was introduced to this in another yarn store situated in Seattle, and it's called Little Knits. So I got myself a couple of these hanks, and I really loved the colors I got. There was like a turtle color, like lots of turtle shell, like blues and greens that you would see, and I love that colorway. And then there was another one which was a bit more earthy. So I'm adding to the collection because I think I want to do a night shift shawl with these added in with one of the other 2 colorways that I purchased. It's the Queensland Collection called Rainbow Beach, and not the flat color. This one is the mold color that transitions between lighter and darker hues, and there's also a nice ply of 2 colors that do a transition on their own, so it runs through the hank. I really love this. Softness factor on this one, I'm going to say again the same. It's like a 2.5 to 3 on the softness scale, and this one is called Gibson Desert. That's the colorway name. Lovely earthy reds, and yeah, they go all from like a more spicy red all the way to a dark peppery type red. I love them. Maybe right up close you can see how it's handled. I get the sense of like a hand spun yarn with this type of the Rainbow Beach collection that has the mild section selections to choose from. Okay, my ball band is saying here each of these hanks was $24.99 Canadian, and what I'm seeing up here is, yeah, So there was no discount on this one, but I did use these two to put together to get one of the new, like one of the free cakes that I showed already. This was a free cake. What else can I tell you? It is 100% wool. That is all in different languages. 100 grams, getting myself in each hank 328 yards or 300 meters. It's classified a 2 weight. I think that's a healthy 2. Yes, I do. So sport weight yarn, and their care instructions are again the tub with the 30°C and 2 dots in it, so I believe that might be hand wash, and lay flat to dry. The color number is 134, Gibson Desert, as I mentioned. Made in China. Needles are 3.25 to 3.75 millimeters, or a hook size of 3.5 to 4.5 millimeters. So yeah, love this color. It's awesome. Okay, I'm looking at my invoice here and I'll go over some shipping details. Again, Canadian currency, it did ship Canada Post. The shipping cost was $16.29 and the tax was $5.91. There was no extra cost to me. Canada Post brought it straight to my door, and I like that they used the public service and not a courier service, because sometimes those courier services, I don't know the rhyme or reason, or sometimes you get a bill and sometimes you don't, but I'm happy with the public service. Thank you. So yeah, let me know whether you gravitated to any of the yarn that I showed you. I know I didn't have a large selection of color. Most of it was purple. So I can't really ask you whether you preferred a color over the other, because they were very, very similar. And a little bit about Artisanthropy is I do occasionally go visit from time to time and see what's new over there. I like their company policy and I like how friendly their service is. So if you're inclined to check them out, maybe they have something there that's sort of mid to high range that you want to try. Perhaps they have a sale on as well. Give them a go and try a new yarn and see what you think. Anyway, I will catch you in the next video. Stay safe. And we are getting closer and closer to the end of the year. So I wish everyone a safe November and December, and I'll see you soon. Bye.